Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and came back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game Pocket ranked matches. Today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different, that I am starting a new challenge series. The goal for this is to try to build a successful deck around each of the Eeveelutions that are currently in the game and see if we can manage to actually win some ranked matches with them. I was planning on doing this before the new packs got announced, and if you don't know what those are, and that is we got a new Eevee-centric pack coming into the game, so I figured the stars just kind of aligned, so I might as well just pull the trigger on this and try to do it. Now I don't know, I'm a little bit ahead on video, so I don't know when this is going to come out. The new Eevee pack might be out by the time that I get around to putting this out, and if so, I guess the challenge will go on a little bit longer then, because I don't know how many Eeveelutions are going to be in the new set. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But for today's video, we're going to start with Jolteon, because I thought this deck might actually work pretty well. I'm hoping I'm right, so I wanted to try to kick this off with a high note if I can. But this deck revolves around Jolteon, Tapu Koko EX, and Oricorio. The theme or kind of goal for this deck is being able to get started fast with Tapu Koko, and Jolteon doesn't take a whole lot of energy to get going either. And we kind of have a little bit of a wall against normal EXs with Oricorio, so hopefully this can bring some balance when we get started fast and do some high damage with Jolteon if we can get some luck on some coin tosses. But yeah, I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below, so you want to try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. And yeah, let's go find our first game. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here. I had the good fortune of going second. And what do we get here? Alright, we get Oricorio, so we can start with our wall, but we don't have much else, unfortunately. But we do have a Pokeball, which makes things a little easier. Now, ideally, with this deck, I want to start with Tapu Koko first, since its move gives it the ability to add energy to itself, and you can get it hidden for 90 in 2 turns. Ideally, if you start it with it in your opening hand. And unfortunately, we're not going to get that lucky. And we don't have Jolteon or Eevee to go into either. Now, I haven't seen Saladin in a while, so I do wonder what they're running. I've seen this once upon a time in combination with Shining Revelry Charizard, but I don't know if that's what this person is indeed doing, but we'll see here. Alright, we'll play Pokeball, and we get our Eevee, but no Jolteon, unfortunately. So really the only move I got is put energy into Oricorio. We'll put a Poison Barb into him to give us a little bit of a safety net. And we can't attack or anything yet, so that's all I can do. Do I want to put the other Poison Barb into Eevee? I actually think I do. Just to make them not want to switch if they can. And yeah, we'll end our turn. That's all I got. Alright, now what are you running? Now, obviously poison is going to be on the table here, which sucks, but we're going to have to do what we can. A cargo. Okay, so they're running... So burn and poison is going to be their goal here. I know that's Slugma, but it evolves into cargo, which is why I said that. Alright. We get another Eevee, no Tapu Koko, which is kind of unfortunate. And no sign of Jolteon on that draw either. I guess we're going to start swinging with Oricorio here. Looks like they may not be running any EXs. Which kind of makes Oricorio a tad pointless. Yep, there's Macargo. Now they're going to poison themselves so we can knock out Slazzle next turn with Oricorio. And they're going to need, if they evolve the Sandit on the bench, they're going to have to put 2 energy into it to attack. And Macargo also needs 2 energy to do anything to me. So we will survive and have time to get Oricorio back out. So they're kind of having to weigh their options here. Now, a Nurse Joy or whatever kind of healing item could ruin this little mental monologue I'm having for a game plan, but we'll see what we get. Alright, they do just straight up attack me here. Oh, we're poisoned and burned. I didn't realize it was both. Well, shit. Well, at the very least, we're not burned, I guess. Alright, we do get a Nurse Joy. So that makes my life a little bit easier here. Because Oricorio is going to live and can't be killed by anything they got on their bench next turn. Which gives me a little bit of time to delay until I can draw into Jolteon or Tapu Koko. Now we can one-shot Salandit. Unless they evolve, and if they evolve, they can attack, which is also good. Alright, they're gonna roll with the giant cape. And swing for 20, I would imagine. So what I'm actually gonna do here next turn is I'm gonna bring in Macargo, because I gotta have 3 energy to get that bad boy out. So I'm actually gonna do that. And then next turn we'll oak it up. And I'm going to swing on Macargo. Because they can't attack me just yet. And again, they do need 3 energy to get that bad boy out. Alright, well hopefully I can see Jolteon here soon. Now they have a Leaf. Just kind of makes what I just did pointless. But do they? No, they do not. There's the bad lad, Giga Chad. That's what I was waiting on. All right, ooh, wait a second. Let's see what we get with Oak here. I'm actually just going to leave Oricorio out. All right, good thing I waited for a second because there's 2 Tapu Kokos. So we'll go ahead and get that started here. And we'll go ahead and attack. Now I'm going to lose Oricorio here due to burn. But that's okay, because it means less damage for Jolteon, and we'll poison Macargo as well. Not that it's really necessary, but... Alright, well, they're going to heal here, so it's not going to matter. There goes the strat. Alright, we're going to get burned, they're going to get poisoned, so now we just need the 1 heads with Jolteon. I wish it didn't make you do the coin flip after you've already been knocked out. Kind of pointless, but here we are. All right, let's get Jolteon up. All right, Pokemon communication. We don't really need that, though. All right, let's get another energy into our other Tapu Koko. Or into our Tapu Koko and set our other Tapu Koko and pray for a single heads. And we get it. All right, down goes Macargo. All right, we got more heads than what we needed. All right, so we're up 2-1. And we're going to get poisoned and burned here. Which is not ideal, but they're also going to get poisoned. So... I think I can just tag in Tapu Koko for the win here, I do believe. Because they're going to take 10 off this. Then I'm going to take 20. But, unfortunately for them, they're going to get hit for 10 off for the poison. So that just kind of checkmate them here. We're going to Tapu Koko in. Jolteon's going to recover. We're going to swing. They're going to take 10 poison damage, and then that's going to be it. And down they go, and we managed to win the first game with the Jolteon Tapu Koko EX deck. I don't know if this is particularly a good test, but that was a pretty unique deck. I don't think I've ever seen that combination of cards before. So yeah, we'll take the win here and see how this holds up against anything meta if we happen to run into that. But a good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I have found my next opponent here, and we're unfortunately going to have to go first. With hopefully that shouldn't be too bad with this deck though. Alright, we're gonna start with Oricorio and build our Eevee in the background here. And looks like we might be going up against a Lycanroc deck, I guess. which I think this honestly might be the first Lycanroc deck I have ever seen. I can't recall one that I've run into. But they're going to get their evolution immediately, which is unfortunate. Alright, no Jolteon, no Tapu Koko, and I can't attach any energy, unfortunately, so we're going to have to pass on our turn. And they're going to put a Rocky Helmet on the Rockruff. And get whatever Lycanroc they are running. Alright, now I'm kind of hoping this is the Tapu Koko. And it is. Now, I don't know if they're running the normal Lycanroc or the EX version. I think the normal one is more annoying because it has a Beat Drill effect, which can take energy off your active Pokemon, which does suck. But we're going to do what we can here. Alright, well, we're going to put an energy in the Tapu Koko. And just kind of get the ball rolling on that so they don't see Jolteon anywhere. Alright, they're running the night version. Alright, unfortunately I had the the type disadvantage as well. Didn't really keep that in mind, so down goes our Oricorio. Alright, so if Lycanroc has more HP than the active Pokemon, then it does 50 more damage. Okay. I can see that being a little bit of a problem here. Do I want to play Iono? No, I want to keep that Nurse Joy in hand to heal Tapu Koko since I kind of got a swing here. Just so I can get him in KO range and get the energy attached. Alright, I have more health than them, so 70 is all they can really hope to do here. Oh, great. Okay, should I... Alright, Mag is still one shot to Lycanroc. Did I misread that card? I could have swore it said if they had more health than me. So I don't know why I would get knocked out there. Can I look at this? If your opponent's active Pokemon... it's the reverse. If I have more health than it. So yes, my inability to read has once again screwed me in a match. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, so yeah, if your opponent's active Pokemon has more remaining HP than this Pokemon, it does 100 damage. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than what I was reading, I guess, because I clearly cannot read. Well, all right, well, I threw that battle away with my inability to understand words properly, but good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. All right, looks like I potentially found my final opponent here, depending on how long this match lasts. But unfortunately, we do have the misfortune of going first. But we start with Tapu Koko, which is not bad. And unfortunately, that's all I got. And we're going up against Buzzwole. Alright, well, we don't have anything on the bench to get killed here. At least not yet. Alright, we're going to oak it up. Put a Poison Barb on our Tapu Koko to see if that will maybe deter them from attacking. And we can do nothing else. Alright, we need to try to get built up for Buzzwole can start swinging. So hopefully they don't get what they need right out of the gate. And it looks like they haven't, thankfully. They are going to get poisoned here. Alright, we get our Eevee, and we got 2 Jolteons in hand, which is nice. And we get another Tapu Koko and a Sabrina. Alright, well, let's get an energy into Tapu Koko. And next turn, we'll be able to KO the Pheromosa. Alright, now I would imagine they're probably going to want to chip away at the Tapu Koko on the bench. Alright, they're going to tag. Bring in the Kartana. And we're going to get popped for 40 here. I can still KO it. That's kind of a waste. Alright, down to 70 health we go. But not the end of the world. Alright, we get another Eevee, which is very nice as well. Let's go ahead and get energy into our Tapu Koko. Let's get the threat of Jolteon out here. And hit him with the Mach Bolt. Now will they opt to bring in the Pheromosa? They do. Now they're going to need at least 3 turns to get Celesteela going. Are they going to go ahead and make the swap? What will they opt to do here? No, they're not. They are, however, going to pop my Eevee on the bench, which sucks, but that's okay. Alright, we'll play Pokeball and get our Oricorio. Kind of just mill the deck out a little bit further. Get our other Jolteon out to give us a little bit of health. And do I put an energy into Tapu Koko or put an energy into Jolteon? Oh, to Jolteon. This is supposed to be Jolteon's video anyway. Hasn't really done much. And down goes Pheromosa. Now they're kind of going to have to bring in the Celesteela, I would imagine, or else they lose because I can KO the Kartana. Okay. They're not going to do that. Alright, this will net them their Buzzwole probably, or another Celesteela. Alright, well they have to tag. Alright, well I'm going to get popped here. Which is unfortunate. And we're going to hit for 120. Now, unless they draw into a second Celesteela, they can't pop us for 120 again. Alright, let's go ahead and put our Poison Barb into Jolteon. Get energy into Jolteon, get our Oricorio on deck. Now I'm trying to think here. I could Sabrina, but it's not going to bring in anything that helps me really. So I think I'm just better off doing the damage to Buzzwole, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, we're going to pop him for 80. 120 would have been the most I could do. Anyhow. Alright, they're going to play Erica. And they got their second Celesteela, so that's game. Because they can do this twice, undo the big beat. That was kind of more or less the worst case scenario here. And down goes our Jolteon, unfortunately. I guess 4 heads on paper could have netted me the win. Because the poison would have killed him, but that would require a hell of a lot of luck, which I don't have a lot of. But oh well, we do drop a game against Buzzwole here. And yeah, I mean, I know we went 1 and 2, but I feel like this deck is a little bit better than what it performed overall. I think there's some potential here for sure. I think it can probably be put together a little bit better here, but I do think Tapu Koko and Jolteon are a halfway decent pair. You can get this deck gone off the ground quickly, and if certain things align properly, it can be kind of a nuisance to deal with, I guess. I know what the hell I'm saying at this point, but it's not too bad. I'd be willing to try something similar to this again, and maybe I will, depending on the new Jolteon we get in the Eevee pack that's coming out shortly. But yeah, I do believe I'm going to stop rambling and shut my mouth and end the video here. If you made it this far in the video, I do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.